In this video, I wanted to compare some old songs of mine that I wrote maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and then some songs that I've been writing just this past spring. My promise to you at the end of this video is you'll understand some beginner mistakes that a lot of songwriters make, that hopefully if you're just starting, you can jump those and become a better songwriter faster. And if you're noticing why I have no arm here and why I'm only talking with one arm, is because I broke my collarbone last week. So this first song we'll look at, called To Be, was made September 24th, 2012. And this is like kind of when I first started writing songs. And maybe we won't listen all the way through, but we'll get a good feeling for the song. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's just take a pause. Oh man, it's fun to listen to these songs. I do remember making this song, but I can't remember actually what the lyrics are specifically. Slow start, let's listen to about 20-30 seconds more to get the chorus. Let's quickly look at one I wrote in the spring, and right away I think you'll already hear some differences, and it's not always just about the production. We'll get into the why after. So this song is called Tell Me Why. 3, 2, 1. Did you know gotta reap what you sow? Did you care nothing about me? Where'd you go to a place that you know, between the devil and the blue sea? Well, I care so much about it, I hope one day you'll admit the reason you left so quick, so I come to terms with. Or is that your way to say goodbye? Left me wondering why. Tell me if you rather watch red paint dry. It's okay. Dramatic, the difference between each song, and subjectively you might even like the song previous. Music is a subjective thing, but when it comes down to contemporary pop songwriting, there are fundamentals and practices that we can follow that have been followed in the second song, not in the first song. Noticeably, in the song which we're listening to right now, has a much tighter structure where we can follow along with easily, and in the first song, To Be, the structure was loose. There was a long intro. I didn't really know where I was in the song. One thing that really helps structure is rhyming scheme and good melody. It holds the hand of the listener through the song. You don't rhyme because it just sounds good. Well, it sounds good, but it also subconsciously keeps the listener on track. So you can see what I mean with the rhyming structure when I play this recent one. Did you know gotta reap what you sow? Did you care nothing about me? Where'd you go to a place that you know, between the devil and the blue sea? There's actually no rhyming structure in the other song. I can see I was trying to follow a rhyming scheme in the other one, but it was too long where you weren't recognizing the rhyme as in the word before it, in the lines, 2 or 3 lines before it, because the melody was too long. So that is a big beginner mistake, is structure and melody with rhyming scheme to hold your listener along in the song so they don't get lost. The second big thing I noticed between those two songs right there were tempo. You pick up your guitar or your piano, whatever instrument usually you're starting on as a songwriter, and you just kind of strum along and slowly write a song. And that was a trap I fell into for a long time, just writing the same tempo song. So you have to force yourself to get out the metronome or sing or write to a beat so you don't fall into that trap. You can hear that right away when I play the old song here, To Be. It's super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. I'm not saying slow songs are bad. I love a good slow song, but you know, if it's gonna be slow, it's gotta be good. And so energy, just naturally, faster songs have energy and have more of a groove. So let's listen to the recent one. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So much faster, much higher energy. Okay, let's look at 2 more song examples and then talk about 2 more pitfalls or traps that you might fall into as a beginner songwriter. There's this other song I wrote in like October 2012. So we're looking at 8 years ago. Let's look at this song. It's called Ooh. That's the title. So right there, I would say don't title your songs like that. Okay. Yeah, remember this one. Kind of a little creepy. Like a highway. Okay. Doesn't even sound like me anymore. Let's look at a more modern one that I wrote in the spring again to compare it to. This one is called Give a Little Bit. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, darling, tell me what you're hiding. Is your love fading? Give me a sign. Dogs barking while you keep me waiting. Well, I'm praying you'll put your heart on the line. Don't you? First one is lyrics. And lyrics do matter. It's actually the words you choose because it affects the rhyming scheme, but it also generates imagery and fits melody better. Not to mention the title of the song and what you're singing about, and all that has a big effect as well. And I don't want to admit we can make the pieces fit. We got to give a little bit, give a little bit. And I don't want to admit we can make the pieces fit. We got to give a little bit, give a little bit. So very, very rhyme heavy, and rhyme heavy on the song title as well. And so those words you choose and the lyrics you choose are very important. And at the beginning, dogs barking. I had that lyric in there. Dogs barking while you keep... And that's kind of a weird lyric to have, but as soon as you hear that, you're like, oh yeah, dog barking, I can picture that. Let's compare it to the other, to Ooh, and went to the lyrics here. Say, you say, you say. But that's about 15 seconds where I'm just saying you say, which is lazy in my opinion now looking at it. And sometimes repetition is great and simplicity is great, but there's a fine line there when you're going to just repeat certain phrases like that. And for example, when you're writing a song, you should feel that it works or you should feel that it doesn't work, and you should stick with that gut feeling. And listening to this now, that was a lazy thing. In this first one here, the one we just listened to, Give a Little Bit, it's quite simple. Simple piano, a simple drum beat, and then there's a pulsating bass line in there. So really only 3 things happening with the lead vocal. This Ooh song here, let's take a listen about how simple this is. So right away we have like 4 harmonies, and that's, I find, just way too distracting in a way of like what to listen to. And some are out of tune, so that doesn't help. Let's skip into more of the chorus section, which is about... So obviously way too many things happening. As beginner songwriters, you want to put more into it, I think. I would focus on structure, tempo, simplicity, and the lyrics, and start there. And hopefully this gave you some insight into some traps that you can avoid if you're learning how to songwrite.